In the beginning was trade. Over 600 years ago, the ancient civilizations established trading relations that have evolved over centuries to what is today modern trade in a globalized world. Experts agree that Zimbabwe and China share a relationship that predates recent history, but the spirit of cooperation endures.
China was among the first countries to establish diplomatic relations and establishing an embassy here in Zimbabwe when Zimbabwe got its independence in 1980. So that early recognition and political solidarity that was provided by China was very, very important, because it's one thing, as you know, to have a state with the necessary factors that we often talk about, having a permanent population, recognizable geographic territory, and other factors. All those mean nothing without recognition. Zimbabwe went through a very difficult period in the last 2 or so decades, Western sanctions and isolation. And China stood with Zimbabwe, stood firmly with Zimbabwe, providing development assistance, promoting investment into Zimbabwe, and providing also, a market for products from Zimbabwe, so that international trade, which Zimbabwe was not able to exercise freely with other countries of the world.
China's importance to Zimbabwe as a reliable partner for development has become more pronounced by each passing year. In the past 2 decades, China has been Zimbabwe's largest source of foreign direct investment, as well as a top trading partner.
Chinese investments within the country are progressing towards much more higher tech companies, high-level technology sort of investments. We know all about the Huawei that is here, company that is here. We know Inspire. We know a number of companies that are here in Zimbabwe that are really more technology-based. Our history with China is very long and very deep. China has never exercised its veto power in the Security Council, and it did it only once when the issue of sanctions against Zimbabwe came up to the UN. So that shows the depth of the relationship, but also it shows the breadth of that relationship.
Experts say Zimbabwe needs to improve, update, and clarify its laws and regulations to deal with investment, labor, and immigration to match realities of the 21st century.
We are quite happy with the contribution of the Chinese in terms of building this country. But however, we also have some sections which might need to be improved on, especially on issues to do with environmental, social and governance issues. Environmental, that has to do with compliance with environmental laws in Zimbabwe. Social issues to do with plowing back to the communities to make sure that communities are left at a better position after the investments are gone. We look forward to a lot of plowing back, a lot of building of bridges, roads, which then the communities would have to benefit out of. And also issues to do with governance. We look forward to seeing Chinese investments complying fully with the laws of this country.
This, experts say, will bring more harmony and minimize conflicts and misunderstandings that have times threatened to derail friendly cooperation.
My name is Shafara Viriri. I'm an labor law and industrial relations expert in Zimbabwe. The Chinese must respect those in authority. We have the Ministry of Labor, the National Women Councils, we have also the trade unions. These are the industrial relations stakeholders which are there. They must be respected.
But as President Xi Jinping has said, we must stick together and share will and war.
Whatever that can be said about China, China remains a friend to developing countries, Zimbabwe included. China is the only country that has managed to come and work with a number of African countries without much conditionalities. It doesn't even get involved into the internal affairs of any country, but rather they come, they bring you to the negotiating table, you deliberate, you come up with the deals, and you work together for the good of the respective country. So China is tending to be a very good friend to developing countries, and Zimbabwe has to tap a lot from China.